Aries, this is your mid-October to November forecast, and there have been a hell of a lot of discoveries as of late. You've been uncovering some truths, and some of these were very intuitive of you. You had a very strong gut feeling lately, and it looks like you're onto something. Some of it hasn't been very pleasant. We'll get to the October section, but before that, and we'll look at these cards together, pull more to clarify all of the things. I want to go back to September for just a moment. Some truth bombs might have been revealed, some information came your way, some discoveries, disclosures are some words I'm picking up here, and you had a good hunch on this, and it involved something or somebody, not necessarily you, but it could have been walking away or moving away from something, or like starting to muster up within, like, there is an expiry date here. It has to go one way or another. It can't keep going the way it's going. Something has got to change, and you feel like someone's heart isn't in something anymore. It could be yours, Aries. Your heart isn't in it anymore after your intuitive downloads have really turned out to be correct, very spot on. So secrets may have been revealed, discovery and disclosure. I'm thinking documents, like I see the High Priestess here holding a scroll, and this is very much about some snooping that might have been going on. So you might have been digging and you found out the truth. Great. You had a hunch all along anyway. But there is now, we'll clear this up in a moment, but when we're going into the month of October, so take this from now, today, which is the 13th of October, take this to Halloween, okay? And then we'll go beyond that in the next section. So from now to Halloween, the end of the month, let's say, you have got some concerns that need to be looked at. You're very vigilant because the Five of Swords in reverse is warning us of some sort of a danger or a threat, right? Now, this doesn't have to be super dramatic or anything like that, but something you have an uneasiness around. Something is making you feel unsettled. If it's something to do with a person that's younger than you, there could be something more that you need to scratch the surface on, Aries, and uncover what this is all about. If it isn't a younger person to you, it's somebody you really care about, like a loved one. You do have concerns this month over somebody in your life's well-being. I don't know if this is necessarily you, but it could be if you are in any sort of an abusive situation, Five of Coins, where you are feeling very neglected even, or like there is some sort of a bad dynamic here. You might use this month to, like, it might be called to your attention more, and it might be for somebody else, not necessarily you. For some reason, you are concerned about finances this month, especially if you have to buy gifts for people, or you just have to spend like a little extra, especially if you have kids, Aries, and like the cost of your kids for whatever reason has increased. But yeah, if you have kids, you've got them on your mind, I guess, in terms of like, oh, how am I going to afford this potentially? But yeah, there's been some disclosures being made now. You have the sense that somebody has been in a way deceptive or deceitful to you. And in October, something might get cleared up. We'll have to clear it up. By November, however, we see a period of you having to step up as a leader. Two kings, King of Coins, King of Cups, and the Death card. You might be very much involved at the moment, or by the end of the month, with a Scorpio or a Taurus in a bigger way. That might be coming through for some of you, that this is going to be a person that is going to feature and transform your life, give it greater stability potentially for some, or at least give you like a firmer ground to stand on. But by the end of October, and let's take this into the first week or so of November, it seems to be more of a period of manifestation for you, and things appearing, materializing on the physical plane. This could look like a relationship that is improving now. This could look like, I feel like it's you taking the lead on something. You have to stand up for somebody, you have to defend something, somebody you really love and care about. And I feel like even this disclosure as of late that you figured out, yeah, I mean, that could be something that you feel responsible for. I see responsibility of the kings coming through really strong for you by the end of the month. Whoops, that guy was upright. King of Coins upright, huge responsibility. King of Cups upright, taking responsibility for people's emotions even, or like their feelings, feeling the need to be responsible either for people's happiness or to really help somebody. Very this is an evolutionary period in your life. So the disclosures that were made recently, late September, early October, but you know what, Aries, this fluidity is that energy and time don't really exist on a linear plane. So it's fluid, take what resonates when it does. But the disclosures and your gut feelings that you knew were right, you were very sure about this, on a deep level, you knew. This is leading you, this major arcana of the disclosure is leading you to some huge transformation now, a death and rebirth, or bringing around some very clear and defining endings in your life coming up. But you are the master of this, you are the director of this, you're very much in control by the end of the month. It has been unsettling, everything that's been coming to the surface, like, for sure. And like, I think we should get into that now. Let's clear up these cards together and see what else is coming through for you. All right, let's clear up the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the High Priestess now for your past energies, Aries. The Tower, big disturbances, very unsettling information, justice. This could be around, oh wow, and we have your energy coming through here, the Emperor. If this could be a husband and wife situation, it could be like a parent-child relationship. It was something, I think, quite serious, like a domestic, very like involved domestic situation. Somebody was not, they were a bit deceptive in their demeanor. You could never really fully understand them. They were quite, very mysterious, but they just kind of reflected back what you wanted to hear, never really their true intentions with you. You've been very empowered through all of these discoveries and really tapping into that quintessential Aries leadership role. The fight for the underdog is the fight of an Aries, right? The first sign of the zodiac has a lot to prove, and they do really, they're a champion of the underdog, Aries, full stop. And so you are, for some reason, somebody needs your help this month in a very, I'm gonna say it's a touchy situation, to say the very least here. And then you do step into the leadership role with the aid of this Emperor spirit, okay? Championing the underdog, leading, like fighting for something, standing up for something, like an emperor, right? Okay, so let's take this back then. The disclosures were piping hot tea, right? So it was, and I don't want to, that's like puts nearly a joke spin on this, which I'm not trying to do. It was huge disclosures that were made, like kind of earth-shattering and groundbreaking for you. So for that could be extremely unsettling, and some of it was pretty nasty, okay? Justice card telling me some of this might have been some sort of a settling of a karmic debt, or like a karmic reward being paid to you, and you can look at that in both ways. Like, it might feel like some karma you have to work through, like, why am I being called to be involved with this? Why did my soul sign up for this? It's been so insane and crazy. Maybe your soul signed up to this so you could trust in your intuition and learn how to trust in it going forward. And also this might have happened so that you can step into this this kind of fighting for, or sticking up for, or being responsible for and helpful to another. Could be another reason why this is happening to you. So through this experience, you have plenty to offer the humanity, the collective. Offer yourself again, like to treat yourself better, and not to be swept up into like doubting yourself for so long, until like the disclosures became so intense, so huge. The Tower, the Justice card, major arcana cards, and High Priestess and the Emperor, more major arcana. So this is you, Aries. Your intuition has upgraded at this point. Going forward, I don't think you'll ever doubt in the capabilities of your intuition again, and that's awesome. And I mean, like, it's a positive from what looks to be something pretty like chaotic and pretty messed up, whatever was revealed. Okay, so let's look more about where we go from now. And remember, these are just general messages, so this won't apply to every Aries. Take what resonates today and leave the rest, okay? And Aries, if you're more interested in astrology for your month ahead, I have got a October astrology. It's later in October now, but that's available on my channel. It's still covering up till the end of October, and you can reflect on maybe how that astrology has lined up with your life so far. That is going to be under October astrology, Libra, all signs, if you're interested. For now, let's clear up these 5 swords in reverse, and the 6 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. somebody is a victim here, right? And you know somebody who is kind of being victimized at the moment. And it's got your concern and vigilance like levels very, very peaked right now. Queen of Wands, Cardinal Fire, our Aries court card. You've got this, Aries. This is you're meant to do this. You're doubting yourself big time now. You are thinking you don't have what it takes to do this, and before you make the action around it, I think you might need to have something more solid before you make your move. Is that what it is? You need some something really concrete, something that is like undisputable, like in terms of how final this will be once this piece of information or this part of the puzzle is complete. That is there is a finality that hasn't happened yet, and you're experiencing doubts now. You're experiencing probably external forces against you now, all part of the challenge as it seems. 6 of Wands is reversed. We're on some sort of a mission, but something's blocked our way, and we have had to stop our motivation towards a goal for whatever reason in the month of October. I don't know. It's kind of like you're waiting on information, you're waiting on contact or communication before you can properly push forward with this plan. And you're probably, facing a lot of obstacles. Like, look at these 2 swords. You're trying to do something and you have the motivation to do it, but you're meeting blocks and forces against you. It looks like you have something more concrete by the end of the month anyway, but overall, I feel like you're very much in your power this month, Aries. Queen of Wands, like no matter what, you're still quite focused and eyes on the prize. Like you're kind of like, what isn't killing you this month is making you stronger, Aries. Like no wonder there are obstacles against you. And like, what, even just the disclosure or the new information that you've received, secrets being revealed, more shocking in nature for some, sometimes it's around something like to do with custody, legal in like contracts that are very binding, home ownership even, something to do with the family home, something like that, or even just anything to do with something that's held up in the law, or you're just feeling, I think for some of you, Aries, you're like, they got what that was coming to them. You're thinking about somebody else, somebody who wronged people here, this 5 of Swords in reverse. They got what was coming to them, in your opinion. All right, let's see what it is that you need now by the end of the month to really make a big change. I'm actually going to pull 3 cards for this. The King of Coins, Death, and the King of Cups, or rather the other way around. All good. 3 cards for these. Ace of Wands, very good energy coming through, very necessary. The Magician, oh, this is great. This is really great. And the 9 of Swords. All right. Okay, so coming together in a force with another person or people that you also love or are like-minded, or you see these people as like only connections in your life that are going to continue to flourish. I think it's like a friend group or something like that. They might be used as resources here. They might be with you in this. There's part of your soul tribe. Some of this is your soul tribe. They're here with you to do this endeavor together. That's why you've linked up with them. It's for a purpose. And okay, so you're getting a yes and a go ahead on something that is a little bit kind of out there. It's going to cause a ripple effect now, Aries, and things are going to ripple from these actions, but you got what it takes by the end of the month to take responsibility for somebody who may need it. We can't take any responsibility for other people's happiness, but there's something that you can do to help this person that then in the result of this could be their future happiness. Oh geez, no pressure, Aries, but you get the go ahead and the means to do it. It's kind of out there. I'm seeing that it's just a bit, it could come in a very like spontaneous burst, or something about it just seems almost random, or like it's just the chance, the luck of it all falling in at the same time. This is changing things for you in a bigger way, right? So you're going to be evolving through stepping up into this leadership role, or whatever it sounds like for you, being responsible for, dependable, people depending on you for some reason in a bigger way. This is a skill that hasn't fully been utilized by you yet, but it might, maybe for some has been laying dormant, but it is there to be utilized now. You have skills that you can masterfully put to this endeavor of yours, into this mission. You actually really have a lot about what it takes. There is a snag here, of course, you know, always the King of Coins and the Nine of Swords. You feel like, okay, so for some you might be like, I'm doing a little bit too much and I'm kind of outshining other people. Otherwise people are kind of maybe jealous of your position by the end of the month, and in turn that makes you start to worry about you know, being boastful or too prideful, but like, and you try to kind of dim yourself a bit. But you're going to be having successes, maybe on a professional level, an emotional level, of just a personal level. It could be something even more noticeable, successes that are undeniable, really. Okay, so it's like you can't really hide them, but a part of you wants to hide your success out of some sort of like, I don't know, shyness, or like, you know, trying to be overly modest where it's not necessary. Because I mean, the King of Coins also could see you continuing to worry about money by the end of the month, if that was relevant to you in October. Even though the situation looks like it's probably has improved by this point, you still have some lingering anxieties about the, I guess some of the things that are still tied up with this sort of money worry. You just don't feel like you're totally out of the woods yet, even though things have improved, like you can see a visible increase in your bank balance, or you have caught up with some debts or something like that. You still have some lingering stresses about money, I believe. Looks like it's going to be an intense rest of October. It has been intense for you, Aries. Probably the most intense part is now over. Like, we have the Tower and the Justice and High Priestess. That's over now. Now you're just kind of letting the dust settle and figuring out how you're going to right these wrongs. It seems like that's your mission at the minute. And then you will reach more of a stable footing again. You'll get back there, but the dust is settling, so it's a little bit shaky still, but you're going to find solid ground pretty soon. November looks like the time to be doing that. Right, Aries, that was your forecast, general forecast. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.